Setting out today to put out a trap line. I'm just going to trap the same spot I did a few months ago. I've had my trail cameras in there for deer, and I've noticed quite a few possums on them again, so it's a whole new batch of possums that have moved into that area where I previously trapped it and pretty much wiped them out the last time. So we'll see how we go. It's not supposed to rain for 3 days, which is always good when you're trapping. And I've just had a shower of rain as I've left home, so a little bit of rain around, but it's pretty sunny again now, so fingers crossed it stays fine for 3 days, or 3 nights at least anyway. Let's see how we go. Here's just another tip when you're laying your trap and you want to have it a hand space out from the tree. If you're hammering your staples into manuka or kanuka or any other really hard wood, don't bash your staple all the way in. You don't need it all the way in to be able to hold a possum. Halfway on that staple will hold it pretty tight. If you hammer that all the way in, you're going to have a hell of a time getting it back out. I haven't put the flour on this one yet, but another tip for your hammer, get something with a brightly coloured handle in case you drop it somewhere. It's easier to find it. And you would have seen on my previous video my carry handles, which I've got some of back in my truck, but failing that, you just run them all one chain right through the whole lot of them and have it facing that way. It seems to roll them off easier when you're taking them off in a hurry, so it doesn't go against the plate. Yeah, so that one's ready to go for some flour on it. And you won't have it, your traps in the most visual spot you can have them for possums to see that white blaze on the tree. So there it is, ready to go. Got a nice white blaze on it. Make sure there's no flour, no lure on the trap itself. I've seen people, when they put a pile of flour and sprinkle it all over the trap, you don't want that because the possum's going to come in and try and lick it off. Quite likely it's going to snap on its face, and you'll see the possum's face is shaped like a triangle. So I've never ever caught one by the face yet, but you will make them trap shy from it. So don't put any flour at all on the trap. You just want them to be stepping on that trap as they're coming in to get that flour. And if you've got the trap in the right position, they won't even really get to eat that flour before they actually step in the trap. That's the first thing they step in. So yeah, so that's the finished product there. Hopefully something in there tomorrow. I'll keep going. I've got about another 60 to put out. Another tip too, when you first come up and you've picked your tree, just give it a bit of a clean up with the bark and stuff on it. If it's got any loose bark on there, give the ground a good stir up underneath. Get a bit of soft dirt like that ready to bed the trap into it, so it makes it nice and steady for them to stand on. I don't like standing on anything that's too much out of the ordinary, so if you have a good stable base for your trap, you're more likely to catch one on it. It's ready to go on there. When you get a situation like this tree here, it's got a natural sloping bit of a ramp on it, and you don't necessarily have to have your trap down the bottom end of here. You can have it up to the side, just as long as there's that white blaze face on it. There's a bit of a possum run coming down through here, so it's a pretty good sort of a spot. Should be something in here tomorrow hopefully. But there again, give that bark a bit of a stir up on there, get the loose bark off, and then bed it and get it ready to go. So here's another good example of a ramp tree. Goes up on a slight angle there. Good place for a trap. Here's a good example of possum sign. See where they've been chewing on the bark here, scratching this bark off, biting it. Lots of little fine scratch marks here where they've been clawing their way up the tree. That's a pretty good sign. Some trees like this I don't even bother putting flower on them if they're coming here regular. I might even leave with that one with no flower just to show that you don't actually need flower on some trees. That certainly does help, but in this case I'll probably just leave that one as it is, see how it goes. A tree like this one here where it's quite padded down, a lot of possums are spending a lot of time trampling around on here, and it's quite clear of leaves and debris. Again, it's a slight ramp tree as well, they like climbing that. Good leaves on it that they like eating. There's not a hell of a lot of scratching sign on this one, but it's really padded down, so they're obviously spending a fair bit of time around on the bottom of this tree, so it should go alright. So here's a trap site I've used before. It's still my same line I've done a couple of months ago. There's a whole lot of new possums moved into the area, and as you can see here, there's like very fresh possum shit here. They're obviously still hanging around. You can still actually see where I had the flower on the last time 3 months ago. Still a slight bit of white colouring on there. But if you look really closely, you could see where the possums have been licking and nibbling at it. They get every last piece of flour out of that bark. They really like it. I had lemon flavour in that. This time I'm using cinnamon, something a bit different. Any flavour works really well usually. Pretty well used tree, this one. Good fur on that one, got a big possum. This one here is definitely going nowhere. He's got one front leg and one back leg in it. Double trapped. Seems to be quite a lot of young ones here at the moment. Bones from last time. That one's escaped. A little wee bit of fur on the top there. Right, he'll come back. These big trees like this, it's a big prominent tree. There's a lot of big trees here, but this one's sort of one of the bigger ones. And because possums are quite territorial, a lot of them like to hang around these big prominent trees, be king of the castle, so it's always a good place for a trap. Again, that big tree there, it's quite a prominent tree, so it's another good place for a trap. This is down the end of a ridge. See a lot of bones there from the last time I trapped it, which was a few months ago from a previous video about possum trapping. There's still a few around. The trap's all checked. Got about 3/4 of a kilo of fur today. Not quite as much as I thought it might be, but the weather was pretty crappy last night. The weather forecast said fine nights for three days, but yeah, they've been getting it pretty wrong lately, so hopefully tonight the possums will come out tonight. They don't like the real rough weather, so when you do get some bad weather and then one fine night, there's a lot of possums out. So see how we go. I'll just go in there and check in some trail cameras. Had a few pictures on one over here, a few Sika, a couple of Sika hinds. I've got about 12 trail cameras out, a few possums on them and a lot of Sika. So we'll go for a stalk around now and see what I can come up with. Smell a deer there somewhere. Oh, chasing it. Calling out here. What have you been up to? Hey, 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 hey! Oi! Get in here! Fucking ass. Good girl, good girl. Hey, found him. Good girl. Hey, good girl, good girl, good girl. Pretty cool. Hello. Yeah, good girl, good girl. Hey, good girl. Good girl. Hey.